This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good night, Danielle Storey. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I am well, and that's the funny thing. I'm sitting here in the sunshine on a gorgeous day. Isn't that a paradox or some sort of mind-bending concept?
It definitely is, right? I mean,
halfway through our work day here in Australia.
So what part of Australia are you in right now?
Melbourne, the lovely sunny Melbourne, where it can hail one moment and be 40 degrees the next.
Oh, that's amazing. I had one person who said, the internet gives me the power to be omnipresent. I was like, oh, that's super cool.
When it works.
Well, do tell us, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
Well, you reached out to me on LinkedIn, and one of my talents is being a little bit social media, which is savvy for a middle-aged person. So I really thoroughly enjoy connecting with people, and LinkedIn's one of those places I love to do it. So you got to thank LinkedIn.
All right. Well, let's thank LinkedIn. Thank you, LinkedIn. Meanwhile, what is the thing that you've been doing that has you on LinkedIn?
Well, I'm a connector. So I see myself as a servant. I've always seen myself as a servant. I serve people by helping them solve their next problem. I learned to serve by connecting people very early on, and originally it was because I was needy and because I needed to be needed. But as a more wise person, wise human being, I see it as a really positive outcome that I spend time trying to connect people with the people that will help them solve their next problem.
Ooh. Interesting. So who did you learn the ability to serve from?
Well, I think it came out of needy. I love the concept that we can start off with some sort of imperfection that, grows in our childhood or grows in our early years or whatever it is, and we can evolve to take that need to be that and make it healthy. And I think I've done that. A lot of people like to be needed.
Yeah, I've seen that before. I mean, I like to be needed as well. It feels great. In community, which I've seen you've been very active and creative, it's also necessary. You've been doing that quite a bit, right, to foster community. Tell us a bit more about that, please.
Look, I have one of the best roles in the whole wide world as a career. I'm the CEO of an innovation centre where I've got over 50 businesses, I've got 20 startups, and these are people that are busy changing the world. My job is to help them connect with the people that solve their next problem, whether it's funding, whether it's marketing, whether it's market research, whether it's getting to know someone that's just really battling the same way they are. So every day I get to work with incredible people.
That's amazing. Why will you continue to do this? Definitely there are the challenges. It wouldn't be fair if we didn't say that. Nevertheless, why will you continue to do what you do?
I think the innovation world is exciting because I say it all the time, there's never, ever been a better time to be us. We've got, as you said before, the internet at our fingertips. We can be anywhere. We can go anywhere. We can talk to anyone. I get to talk to you. What a highlight in my day. And so therefore everything is possible. And for everybody that sits there and says, I have a dream, I'll say the universe has a platform for you now.
I love it.
Playing in that world.
Love it. All right. Now tell us what's the best way for us to connect with you, please.
You can get me anywhere, anything on social media that is Danielle Storey or EIBC AU. So, and the EIBC is Eastern Innovation Business Centre Australia. So EIBC AU. So anything that has a hashtag or an @ symbol with either Danielle Storey or EIBC AU is a great way to connect.
Wonderful. Tell me one other thing that you've done, Danielle, over the last 3 years consistently.
One thing I'm really good at is turning off, switching off completely. So I'll get in my car at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and I'll go home, and it might be for a whole weekend, and I just turn off, I switch off, I spend time with my family, I play in the backyard, I read a book, I bake, I sew, I just completely immerse myself in creativity, and for no other reason but just to switch off. And I turn my brain off at the same time. It's awesome.
Was there a time that you were not doing that?
Absolutely. And then in a time when you're needy and you'll say yes to everything and no to nothing. And I believe no opens the door to good opportunities to look after yourself.
How does it make you feel looking back from then to now?
Grateful that I learnt the lesson. Do you know, in life we say yes to people because we want to be loved. And instead of saying, no, I'm sorry, I can't rescue you at this time. You have your own life journey, and occasionally I just have to be that bigger angel that says no to you so that you can try a bit harder to solve your own problem.
Definitely the formula for building boundaries. Definitely, it helps.
I love that you said that.
Yeah. All right, well, let's switch gears for a moment now. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Danielle, what is your earliest childhood memory?
What is my earliest childhood memory?
What is
Angel, I lived in 23 houses and I went to 13 schools before I was 18. My memory's a bit choppy. I struggle at nearly 50 to remember an early childhood, but I do remember my first year of school, and I met another Danielle, and we used to sit and eat the grass seeds in the oval. I do remember that really clearly.
That's intriguing. What are grass seeds?
They're little, it's called onion grass, and they've got little pink flowers, and they put off a little bit of seed, and we used to sit there and we used to pick them and we eat them. We had no idea if they were poisonous or not. We just ate them.
So why do you think this particular memory is so clear?
Probably the taste. I still remember the taste. And then I can get really cheeky and say, don't remind me. I think there's an earlier memory, and I think it involves a bowl of cat food. And it's the one reason why I don't really like cat food anymore. I think I remember being much younger. So it's the taste. It's the texture and the taste that I have remaining in my memory.
That's intriguing. That's intriguing. How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today? Even the one with the seeds as well. How do you see that connecting?
You know, that's a really, really good question. I think I don't remember a lot of people in my life because I've seen so many. But what I remember is the experience of sharing something that we didn't know whether it was going to hurt us or not. It was a sense of adventure and, well, if we're going to do it, let's do it together. So I think that's been a theme through my life. Build a community and reach out and try and do something new. And we're not sure if it's going to work, but let's see if we can taste success.
Wow, you did that all by your own lonesome. I love it. Can I add something as well?
Yes.
I love the metaphor of the seed and the business startup, yeah? And how important it is to cultivate the seed and what that could then become. So it's something that you tasted one time in the canned food. Oh, that wasn't too good, right? But definitely it's a model. And then there's your community again, as you pointed out, sitting down with a friend, another Danielle, right, who has a name like you, but definitely so many different things that she can accomplish because of her uniqueness. And to see that emulate into the business world where other people want to do business, but there's so many other aspects of what they can do. I love the seed concept.
I do too. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I love that. I'm going to think a bit more on that, and maybe I'll write a blog post and I'll tag you on LinkedIn.
Love it. I appreciate that. If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Well, funnily enough, I had a bit of a laugh when this came up because in year 12 I spent a year in boarding school, and the song that I used to hide under the chair with, the one that I really loved, was What About Me by Moving Pictures.
Oh, I love it. Love it. All right.
Yeah. You know, that voice that really wants a voice. So I still love that song. It's probably about the only one I know most of the words to. I can't sing though.
It's okay. We'll definitely put that in my blog that I share online so everyone can listen to it and see how it connects to who you are today. Wonderful. Awesome. All right, my friend. Well, we've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
Yes.
Danielle, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Well, definitely my kids and my 4 children and my grandchild, my beautiful husband. But I have all the time in the world for an amazing woman at work who is my innovation project manager, and she just teaches me the most amazing things.
That's great. I think you should say her name. Say her name.
Her name is Alira Kundi. She's amazing.
There we go. All right, so you are married. How long have you been married for?
I've been married for just nigh on 20 years.
Wow, give us a secret, please.
Stay in humour. I learnt humour. I learnt how to laugh at us, and that really made a difference to our marriage.
That's great. You have 4 children. Do you believe in God?
That's a really interesting one. My relationship with God and my faith is deeply private. I don't do the share and care like a lot of people. So yes, I do, but it's an incredibly private faith.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Absolutely. Although I'm a pretty open book, and most people I can develop a good relationship. I've got a nice little circle of half a dozen people who I would lay down dead for. But I have another group of people. There's at least 3 people I wish I could make the time to spend and bring them into that inner circle.
What about TV? Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
I don't watch TV for more than 3 hours a week, and when I do, it's a little bit of Formula One car racing or a little bit of golf, and that's about all.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Less than 8 hours a day, although I do read a lot of books on my phone. So I guess that's screen time, so it's probably right on about 8 or 10 hours a day.
Danielle, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Danielle Storey, what would you say that is?
There's never been a better time to be you. Don't do drama. Do service to self and to others.
Love it. Danielle, again, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
No, Angel, I'd like to say keep growing this amazing, thriving community. The service that you are doing to the world is helping people share hearts and learn, and I'm incredibly grateful to you.
Oh, I'm so glad that you passed through. This was such a great conversation. I appreciate it tremendously. Danielle Storey, thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazel Enterprise.